McCullough.
Welcome back to Times Square. It's Kevin McCullough, That Kevin Show. You know that on a regular basis, I love to speak with the contributors from the Independent Women's Forum for a variety of reasons. One of which I think that having those conversations helped move the needle in the election last November. And hopefully we are about to see a whole swath of things that are going to be of more benefit to women across the country than where the last administration has left them. Let's leave it at that. One of those people that we spoke with last year is a young lady by the name of Payton McNabb. And if you were with us, you may remember a rather dramatic story. That story has now been put into the form of a documentary, and you can see it at iwfeatures.com. IWFeatures is where you can go. But Payton rejoins us here at That Kevin Show. Payton, I think the last time you talked to us, you were on what was it called? The Title IX bus tour?
Yeah, the Take Back Title IX bus tour with Independent Women's Forum and so many other amazing groups.
Talk about the stars that you had on that bus with you.
Yeah, we had quite a few. Of course, we had Riley Gaines and Selena Soul and Paula Scanlon. So many other people that we got big faces on the bus, and we just got to travel around the country and.
Wasn't really Martina Navratilova part of that tour as well?
She was. Yeah, she came to the DC stop, so that was really awesome getting to see her. And
which brings together kind of the full impetus of what we're talking about here, because Martina Navratilova and I probably wouldn't agree politically on much of anything. Like, she's been, pretty active in progressive circles for a long time. But this issue of women's safety in sports and women's safety in private spaces has formed a coalition of people that may disagree on a lot of other things. But on this, you guys are standing together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what's been really beautiful about this problem in particular, because it's brought together so many people. This is a common sense issue. It's not a partisan issue, even though it's been framed like that this whole time. But I think we've had all kinds of strong people from the other side that were willing to stand up for women, and a lot of people on the Republican side that weren't. So I think that really just showed that this issue was bigger than politics. It is about women, and I think all kinds of people were just a big show in that.
Yeah. Well, I was a big supporter of your entire bus tour, and all of the girls that were on that bus. I just think every one of you demonstrate great courage, not just in having survived whatever you've gone through, but then having to go on this tour and speak out about it and to say, hey, it's really wrong. But at the heart of this issue is a story for nearly every woman that is involved. And yours involved a very dramatic injury suffered while playing volleyball. And I want people to understand that, because this year on the college level, San Diego State University has had a male volleyball player playing on the female team, and I believe endangering women like Payton in future games. And there have been several schools that forfeit against them, et cetera, et cetera. But I guess my point is this has not gone away. We have not fixed it, and we still need to be speaking out. But Payton, I'm getting ahead of myself. Go back for people that weren't with us the first time you were here and just relay what happened on that fateful day.
Yeah, so this was roughly 2 years ago, the beginning of my senior year. I went into a conference.
In high school. This was high school.
Yes. And we went into our conference game against this guy, and I was trying to be positive and motivating, being one of the team captains, but even our coaches knew we were just practicing differently in order to at least get a hand on the ball. I mean, the ball was coming faster than any other girl that we'd went up against. So we were having to practice and prepare differently in order to play against this guy. So I'm trying to go into it, whatever. I end up getting knocked out unconscious for about 30 seconds by one of his spikes. It comes down right in my face. And I was out for about, like I said, 30 seconds. And when I came back to, they quickly rushed me off the court, asked me if what just happened to me? I said, the boy on y'all's team hit me in the face. My adrenaline is rushing. My parents weren't there. No one knew what to do. I
Mm,
mean, my team was terrified. We had to get a freshman setter to go in and finish the game for me. They didn't take him out, of course, because that's the only reason they were winning games. So, it was a horrible situation. Being from rural North Carolina, we never thought we would be dealing with it. So we had no idea what to do. I mean, 99% of our team did not agree with this. And that was pretty much the common thought for our whole area, but we didn't know what to do. So, yeah, I went to the doctor and they told me that I had whiplash or permanent whiplash, a TBI, and a concussion, like a small brain bleed. And that comes with a lot of different things. It's been a little over 2 years and I'm still not fully recovered. I've had partial paralysis on my right side, problems with my vision, trouble comprehending stuff in school, and now I'm forced to get accommodations to even be able to get through school, which has
mm.
not been common for me. I've always been top of my class, but yeah, these are things I'm still having to struggle with, and it's just so aggravating because it was 100% avoidable and should have never happened to begin with.
The injury to your brain, is the damage permanent? What have the doctors told you about what happened to you?
Yeah, the doctors told me that they don't really know. I mean, with they do know, but with head injuries, it just takes so long to heal, and it's kind of just like however it plays out. I mean, they don't know if I'll ever be 100% to where I was. Thankfully, the Lord has blessed me a lot this far. So hopefully I do get there, but you really just don't know because brain injuries can take a long time.
Yeah. Well, at the very minimum, and I say the very minimum because this is one of those things where we are thankful that it didn't get in, that it didn't go any worse.
Mhm.
But at the very bare minimum, you've lost 2 years of, life in some functional reality, including your love for sports and being physically active and being able to do the things that when you were doing them against girls, you never gave it two thoughts about being, endangering your brain or your future life.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 2 years that, again, was completely avoidable. I mean, that was my senior year. I've worked my whole life at sports. I was a three-sport athlete. As soon as I could walk, we were put in a sport, and I loved them. They're literally my whole, all of my memories, all of my friends, all the trips we've went on. Everything's been revolved around some kind of sport. So
Yeah.
I was so excited to end my high school career. I had the hopes of going into college and playing, but because of this injury, I couldn't perform the way I had in the past, and all of that was over.
All right.
Yeah.
There's so much wrong about this, friends. Those of you watching and listening, I want you to go over to iwfeatures.com. That's the Independent Women Forum's place where they're putting their documentary films now, but iwfeatures.com, and look up the story of Payton McNabb. We're going to talk with her a little bit more on the other side of this break.
Stick around for more of That Kevin next. That Kevin Show.